This episode is brought to you by Flavors of the Forest Garlic Dust. I think that you guys will enjoy this one. It's always raw, freeze-dried. It's never dehydrated or cooked. Man, this stuff is amazing. Use promo code COAD, C-O-A-D, at checkout for 15% off your order. It is flavorsforest.com, FLAVORSFOREST.com. So check them out. Thank you and enjoy the show.
You could actually start to train yourself to start looking at the situation and having different inner self-talk where it leads you to actually say, okay, I can do better. How can I make sure that happens? This won't happen again. Like a way to actually change instead of getting stuck and saying, I'm going to now be this, or that's always going to be the experience, because that's not necessarily true. You can change that. But the way you'll even have center inner self-talk will almost like literally cut you off and keep you in a fucked up mindset. And I don't even think we realize that sometimes as humans.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like, it's almost more of like a matter of fact. Like, as soon as you say something
negative, it doesn't leave anything open. Yeah.
Where you need to
kind of condemns you to that box.
You almost need to put the comma after it and then continue with, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to do something else after that. Like, I suck right now.
Change now, or, stuff like that.
The SpeakInCOAD Podcast. And now introducing COAD, Conspiracy of a Deadman.
Over 100 people dead.
Chante, the homie. Servant with a noble cause. And Teddy Dynamite. These are the hosts of the SpeakInCOAD Podcast.
Hey, let's get this party started.
All right, cool. And we are recording, not live, but recording. Oh, man. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Oh, that way we can see you guys. That way you get the full screen. It's like we're playing Mario Kart or GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo.
I was going to say 007 GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Exactly. Hey, but
I don't know if you could notice, but the stamp you have is blocking you.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Your face is actually covered.
The Bigfoot one?
Yeah, you might want to maybe put it on my side if you can.
Nah, it's okay. I'll just remove it.
Okay.
I could always put it in later as like a little split screen type of thing. Or not a split screen, but like
on the screen, picture in picture.
Yeah, wherever we are.
That's better for sure.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining in. I am COAD, Conspiracy of a Deadman, from the SpeakInCOAD Podcast, and I'm sitting next to the wonderful Teddy Bear Dynamite.
Hello.
And then, of course, we got Nick from Occult Rejects, Judith the Loon, and we have Ethan Indigo. I think I said that right?
Close enough.
Indigo.
Perfect.
Indigo.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much for joining in and being a part of this and stuff too. Like I love Nick. I've been working with Nick for a little while now, and
thank you.
Group chats and all that stuff. So we're like, oh, and I try to tune in every once in a while when Nick's live or you guys are live, and I'm like, oh, Judith, speak up more, please. That's usually me in the comments.
You say that actually. I think I've seen a few people.
Thank you.
Yeah,
no problem. I was like, I want to hear Judith. I want to learn more.
People, I want to hear from Judith more or something like that.
Yeah. So
Definitely
seen that. Thank you guys so much. What's that?
Sorry, I definitely seen that too.
Oh, nice. So, we kind of did the last episode we did with Nick. We had we did more or less like a occult intro to the occult, or occult 101, just kind of like the basics of everything like that, because I feel like there's so many different ideas of it where it's never really from the source. It's more or less like from the outside source kind of giving their own opinions. And I wanted it to be more of like a fair conversation and stuff. And for me personally, I'm like, I don't really know much about it except for like the negative stuff you hear from media or from the symbolism and things like that. And I wanted to give everybody like a fair share on what their experiences and stuff were. So when Nick kind of broke everything down, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I could see that and stuff too. Like that's really cool. So, and then I don't think you've even had a chance to listen to it yet. I just dropped it like a couple days ago. So I was like,
No, I have not.
or yesterday or today's Sunday. Sorry. I'm all over the place today. But thank you guys so much for joining in and stuff. And wherever you want to take it, like I'm cool with it. I know he'll have questions no matter what, but we definitely had the intro to the occult with Nick, and then Judith, he also mentioned that you were a part of the OTO at one point as well, and
Yes.
you're more into like Wiccan. And then Ethan, I'm not sure exactly what your background is or what you want to explain to us and stuff too. If you guys want to go around and kind of introduce yourselves as well. Yeah, thank you. Tell me to shut up if I'm getting too annoying or I'm talking too much. Just be like, shut up, I'm trying to talk.
What's in your cup? Power up!
Well, I guess Judith, you go first, right?
Well, I'm humble.
already
Thank you. Thank you. I am more towards the Wiccan side because that's where I spent most of my, I guess, magical career learning under. I do consider myself a ceremonial magician. It's funny that this is a topic that you bring up because I was thinking about beginners books, to do an episode on beginners books, the books that most people call gateway. The occult for me is more of a personal thing. It's more me spiritually growing, and not to sound cliche, but to gain conversation with my holy guardian angel, to find a purpose, to learn the systems, and be more understanding when it comes, because there's too much aggression when it comes to spirituality, where if you look at it, everything leads to the same top of the same mountain.
Definitely. No, that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was.
Well, I'll add. First, thanks so much, Nick, for putting all the great shows together and all the great crew. And Judith, always great being with you. Thank you guys for inviting us. I mean, I'm an esotericist. I'm a occultist, a writer, Tai Chi practitioner. I think I've been accused of being, a wizard or something, and thereby invariably by some people. But I think all of the Occult Rejects are all about sharing information and being de-occultists, right? So you have like your dark occult, nefarious secret groups, which, give studying esoteric symbology maybe a bad name. And then you have your de-occultists, which study for, as Judith pointed out, developing our compassion and our consciousness, and also inspiring people to learn and be de-occultists themselves.
Okay.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Ethan
And then
has
Nick-
also wrote a shit ton of books as well. He just doesn't like
Okay.
books.
I'm obsessive with writing. I have a bunch of writing.
That's awesome.
He's got a lot of good stuff to check out too. So
Thanks, Nick.
Cool.
yeah. For myself, I guess, I can't say anything better than they just both said about, I guess, like what I'm trying to do. But I guess my background was more of a, ceremonial magician, like I probably mentioned in the first time I was on. A little, Thelema. I was in the OTO. I'm into the Kabbalah. I'm very interested in Platonism, stuff, from Pythagoras and, alchemy and stuff like that. Renaissance, shit from the Renaissance, highly interested in stuff like that. But yeah. And also lately I've been trying to get like a little bit more into the psychological and I guess science aspect of it, and trying to like Ethan and Judith even said, trying to like share that information that I think will help us better understand what's kind of going on, at least to the practitioner when they're fucking with magic or playing with magic.
No, that's awesome. And like you like to deconstruct it in a way like where you'll try to attach it to like break it down scientifically and link it together that way, right?
Yeah, like, well, the reason I even started doing that is that I probably within like the last 10 years, there seems to have been I guess interest in their entertaining, like a lot of things that would kind of go along with like the occult or magic or esoteric practices. And they've actually done like scientific studies on them. So there is actually like proof of like, when you do these certain things, like your nervous system and your brain's getting affected. And then if you start looking just at how like you kind of create memories and attach things, meaning to things, you can start seeing a real, in my opinion, a real big picture about like how your mind's actually working with everything you got at your altar or in your circle.
Yeah, that's really cool. I listened to a guy just recently. He kind of broke down. He had like the best memory or something like that, where he was able to tie things to. I don't know. For example, if he was trying to memorize a deck of cards, like in the order that they were flipped, he would give a specific portion on the wall, a specific thing that he would link each card to. So at first he would come up with the card idea. So like say, for example, a king, he would think crown. If there was a picture on the wall that had a crown, or if there was anything like even a shape, like even if it was like an M, or a W or something where it kind of gave like the shape of it, he would remember it there. So then the next thing he would almost, I think he explained it as if he put together like a wall or a room, and he would try to remember each card and what they represented to him. And then as he's flipping each card, he would try to look at the pattern of the wall as he's trying to remember the sequence of the cards. And then that's how he was able to put it, like remember them all in the sequence, which was insane. Yeah.
There was
cool.
Go ahead, Loon.
I'm sorry. No, I was like, that's a cool technique. Actually, it shows, where Nick is with his shows is helping people put that together and coordinate our mind to what's going on out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I don't know if I mentioned it on your show last time I was on. I think I have covered it. I might have thrown it at like the end of an episode as like an extra thing. It was something that Mario from Symbolic Studies, shout out to him. He's a really cool dude and really good for occult symbolism. He had a podcast and he was having people kind of send in audio clips, and he wanted to cover something on like, magical symbolism. And I kind of, I always like to come at things a little bit differently, just to not kind of go with what everybody else was going to talk about in the show that sent in voice clips. I pointed out, and again, this is even kind of goes back to what I'm trying to show with my Mechanics of Magic series. Giordano Bruno, and it was from, I think, the 1600s, and I think you can even go back to the 1200s with the Ars Notoria, which is a grimoire. They had ways of like looking at certain symbols, and I'll take Giordano Bruno as an example. I think he suggested after like 3 months of like, there were these symbols that you were supposed to look at a disc, and you're supposed to change and go into some sort of order. After you did that, and it was like supposedly proven that it worked, your memory could be like ridiculous, to where you can almost memorize an encyclopedia.
Wow.
To where like he actually had to convince the king that he showed it to that it was natural magic, or they were like looking at him like he was like, bad. I mean, God bless his soul, he got burnt at the stake anyway. But I mean, it was at a point to where obviously that shit was like so freaked out that it worked, that they were like, oh, and he's like, no.
What was he ultimately burned at the stake for?
The way he looked at the Trinity was different. And the church didn't look like that. And it wasn't like making it bad either. He just, my opinion, he looked at it a lot more in depth and a lot more beautiful, actually. And they didn't like it. And they kind of, they used that as an excuse. They also didn't like, but it wasn't against the church yet. I don't think it is now. Maybe it is now. They didn't like the way he was even looking at the planets. because I think they were like kind of like looking at that a little bit differently before it got accepted. And they didn't like that, but they couldn't do much about it, but they hit him with the other stuff for sure. Like all that other stuff got brought up in court when they wanted to, burn him at the stake. And I think the only thing that really kind of stuck was the way he looked at the Trinity. They didn't agree with it or whatever.
That's
But
wild.
do you know how he looked at it? Like the manner he looked at it that they didn't like?
No, you know what? I can't remember offhand exactly.
Okay.
Sorry. It was probably unfortunate. It was probably like a little bit more like, and this probably isn't going to help answer either, but I think it was definitely like a little bit more of like how Neoplatonism looked at like the four, but I think I looked at the three as the top three, and I guess we might have been the fourth thing, which is form. So it's kind of like, it's like kind of like levels of existence in a sense as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, but I guess long story short, the whole thing I was getting at is that even back then in the 1600s, and then the Ars Notoria comes up in around the 1200s, that was supposedly showed symbols in it that if you looked at it enough and I guess understood what was written in the book, you could read it and do whatever exercises you were supposed to do. It was supposed to enhance your memory and help you just gain knowledge.
Wow.
So, I mean, like there's been proof. I mean, not proof, but I mean, I guess that is proof. There's even been things in the occult community or in occult practices that is supposed to affect the practitioner just from looking at stuff. That has nothing to do with like, possessing somebody or putting a curse on somebody. You're literally looking at that shit to affect you and change you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to this. I think I might have talked to you a little bit about it. There was a girl. There was something that they broke down with like the CIA. They released it. I have a video somewhere, but they released it for like the CIA released something involved with like people's health. And if you had any pain somewhere, you would think of the area where you're in pain at, and you would say 555. And as soon as you did that, with like, I don't know if it triggered something in your mind or if I don't know. I mean, it could be a mental thing where you're just somebody told you it worked and then you just believed it, or if there's little things like that, where would that be technically like a spell, or would that be like a or am I oversimplifying it?
I don't think you're
I-
over.
Sorry, Judith.
No, that's okay. I don't think you're oversimplifying it, because most people who are spiritual, not just occultists, eventually, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I believe you can self-heal yourself. There is a science to it. And maybe that's a trigger that they already pre-programmed in their mind to help their body do what they want it to, because it's our body. We should be able to control it with our mind, but we just don't know. Nick mentioned he likes the Renaissance. Most occultists, you always end up within the Renaissance era, even if it's for a couple of seconds. And if you think about it, that's where science came from. So technically, occultists are the thinkers. We think outside the box. It's funny. I just recorded my weekly brunch and I talk about thinking outside the box. Occultists think outside the box on a spiritual level. But we also try to apply science to it, logic to it at the same time. That's why Nick's series is such an impactful series, because a lot of occultists really don't realize what they're going through their rituals, through initiations and everything else, what we go through on a daily basis that we don't even realize. And we are the ones, my father always told me, I think too much and I'm going to get in trouble. Because out of my mouth, a child, what's the one? We are the adult form of how come. When I was a kid, I constantly kept asking, how come? How come? I never outgrew it. Occultists never outgrow it. And we don't take the borderlines, the boundaries that people say we supposedly can't cross.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. It's almost like you said the borderline, but it's like the how come, the why, the question. Like you're open-minded to the point where you're okay with questioning the narrative to a certain extent. I mean, like that's where I think a lot of people have the issue where they're like, this is what we're told, so this is how we have to listen, this is how we had to learn.
Yes.
But when you start to question the narrative and you go, okay, well, if I'm thinking within this box, then there has to be something outside of this that can make more sense. So I
Yes.
think that's what happens with most people is they'll stick to that box. They're too afraid to leave that box, and then as soon as they start leaving that box, things start to unlock for them where they're like, oh, this I get the concept of it. So
And the CIA basically might be the biggest occultist.
yeah, no, 100%. It's like, geez.
I have seen that, what you're talking about. I've seen it. Well, I think somebody doing it on Instagram. I've seen a couple of reels about it. I
Yes.
think I did look into it. It might exist. I'm kind of like my theory on that was kind of a little bit more like on the line of where Judith Loon was going. I just only because of how I've even like looked at stuff and how like memory and expectation and how we can mind fuck ourselves to an extent sometimes. And I do wonder if it is just like when you say that 555 because you were told this is what it will do, you're giving your body now the permission to do that. But it's really
okay.
not. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like kind of what
Yeah.
Judith was saying. It's almost like you're doing it, but it's like a trigger to make you do it. But you're
Almost
doing
like
it
how you-
yourself, possibly.
Kind of how you explain the talismans,
Yeah. Yeah.
like almost like a mini version of a talisman. Like if you're just giving, so how Nick explained to me the other day, it was like a talisman could be for specific things for yourself, where you could give it a color, you can give it a planet, and I think it was something else, but it could be a physical, and it also could be more like just for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
is it always a physical item?
Well, it's a physical item, but I was saying like you could like get really specific, especially if you're drawing like sigils to go along with it. I mean, you could be constructing a sentence into an image.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Okay, you did mention that somebody sent you a letter and they created their own sigil. with pencil.
Yeah. What I got.
Yeah, never mind. I was thinking talisman, but that was another thing I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
And Teddy Dynamite's probably like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't
Yeah, when,
listened to that episode
yeah,
yet.
I might have
I'll-
told. I think I told Judith, and I'm pretty sure Ethan's heard me say it before. When the OTO sent me a letter, kicking me out of the lodge, the guy who signed it did write like he drew a sigil in with a pencil, like he signed it with a sigil, and I was like, oh, I ain't keeping this, buddy. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, that's like 101 right there.
It could have been. It could not have been too.
Yeah, I threw that shit right out. It's like, all right, I got your point. Later, bro.
Yes. And then Ethan, I was very interested in what you were talking about when you said you do Tai Chi, right? Is that what the art
Yeah.
was?
Yeah.
Did you get into the occult first or esotericism first, or did you get into Tai Chi first?
I actually got into Tai Chi first. And as I started to learn about esoteric and actually kind of divergent spiritual ideas, frequently I found that it related to, or even I could imagine that it even was derived from certain Tai Chi principles. But it's, I think, an ongoing debate if people thought of good ideas independently or if a good idea traveled. I don't think we can know necessarily always which is more true. I was going to say to the idea of self-healing, I think occultists or de-occultists, we like to look for the euphemisms and the dysphemisms. And one that is related to self-healing is the idea of the placebo effect. It's not an effect, it's a power. And it's so powerful that it's got to be integrated into the testing of every pharmaceutical product. Is it a placebo effect? Is it our psychic power again? Those pesky humans interfering with our pharmaceutical tests. I think also it's impossible to say, where this psychic healing potential is coming from. Is it our future self? Is it this understanding relapsing on that, or the indirect? But it certainly is possible, and even it's actual and facilitated into corporate testing, right? So, but yeah, Tai Chi is all about, I think, forming a spectrum of yin and yang, right? Being able to relax and deal with stressors. I'm sorry for the long-winded.
No,
No,
go ahead. Yeah, this is awesome.
Basically, I'm done now.
Oh,
Tai
okay.
Chi is wonderful. I can't emphasize its power and potential enough.
How long have you been doing Tai Chi?
Well, I learned it when I was just under 20. I learned a bit of it, and it's an ongoing learning process since then. I'm still learning, but I think, like many people, I went through a certain level of distraction to things that were not necessarily Tai Chi in my 20s. I could admit, going to doing things that young people do.
Okay.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Still doing that sometimes. Oh, that's great, man. I was like, there's definitely like, man, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. I had something on the tip of my tongue and I lost it, but it was I think it's more or less like with the way you're able to control your body, and that's what it was. So my cousin, he will always like talk crap about himself. Oh, I'm lazy, I'm fat, I'm out of shape, I'm sore, I'm this, I'm that. And it's always like he's talking bad about himself, which almost gives him that excuse to feel that way. And I had to tell him the other day, like we were walking around the track, and I'm trying to get in shape myself. Like I'm trying to start working out. I'm trying to focus more on my health lately than ever before. And just trying to be accountable for myself as well. But bringing people with me along the way. Like I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for others as well, like to help them out if possible. So I'm walking around the track with him, keeping his pace. Like I'm not trying to force him to run faster or feel worse than he already was. But he's like, yeah, man, I'm just fat, I'm just this, I'm just that, like, oh, my legs feel so much pain. And I was like, dude, you got to stop. You have to stop talking bad about yourself like that. I go, you're talking about yourself as in the past. I go, that's all in the past now. You're going to be in shape. You're going to feel better. You're going to lose weight. You're going to do these things. And like, just had to keep preaching to him that way. Like, quit talking negative about yourself currently. Talk about as if that was the past. And now you're going to be working towards talking about how you're going to be in the future. So
They say positive thinking and positive affirmations work wonderful. But the best example is that, and Nick, I can't stop talking about this experiment. I've talked to you about this before. The water experiment. It was done by a Japanese scientist. Once you saw that, I used to be always talking down about myself too. Once I saw that, I was like, oh no, we're not going to be that, because they show you different samples of what the water looks like once you either sing, when you're positive, when you're negative. And the ugliest one is the one where you're basically negative. And we're 80% water?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
yeah.
So you're talking negative about yourself, and that's what you're doing to yourself.
It's around.
And that was, yes, that was the best reality check. I think they have it. It was part of, oh God, what was the video? It was something that it was a new agey down the rabbit hole, I think it was.
Okay.
It was a new agey thing. The Gaia channel probably has it, because it's one of the things that they highlighted, and it hits a lot of stuff, but it was that water experiment that hit me on that episode. So if you want him to talk positive, have him check that out.
Oh, definitely. Do you have an idea what she means?
The Secret. That's what it was called. The Secret.
The Secret?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I seen something similar, but instead of water, it was plants. They were like,
Oh yeah, you can do that.
they were like singing to plants, and they were like saying negative things or positive. They were like, they're like,
it will
kinda
grow
like
away
that.
from the negative shit.
Yeah. And it's like you would see like certain ones would like blossom because of like the positive things they were saying or doing, and the other ones that were like they were like curling or dying because of the negative things they were saying.
It gives a whole new meaning to like hugging a tree. Like I saw some girl hug a tree and she just was like, I just felt like it embraced me. And I'm like, that's, if I was younger and didn't, I would be like, you're an idiot. Like, that's so dumb. But looking at it now, I'm like, man, I got a big oak in my backyard. I can't even put my arms around it.
See, something as silly as that, I actually think has been studied and has been proven that like they can even see changes within inside your brain that when you do that, something is firing off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like
There
there's something
is-
behind that. Unless it's like, again, who knows? It's because you were told that's what's going to happen. So that's what you do. But something is happening when you hug that tree.
Yes.
One of the most primal Tai Chi, Qigong practices is often referred to as hugging a tree, and or standing pillar or holding the post. But you essentially put your hands out like so in a structured, relaxed manner and stand and circulate your energy. It's just the most simple primal way to get grounded and exercise really to stand. And yeah, as Nick, you said, it totally has studies behind it that there is energy circulating between you and a tree when you do it with a tree, but you can do it anywhere at any time. But when you do the standing pillar meditation with a tree, it's a total energetic exchange.
Yeah, it's wild. And it sounds like some,
It sounds so crazy. But energy, of course, we can't detect it. Just like we can't present a dream, right? Of course, we all know that we have dreams and we have energy. And so I think the thing about Tai Chi is, as you were just talking about, COAD, developing responsibility, right? A sense of responsibility for ourselves and those around us. And I found the people that are trying to counter the negative effects of the world, whether it's through weightlifting or through meditation or Tai Chi or yoga, any number of things. We do so in an obsessive manner because these forces are coming at us all the time, right? It's a relentless kind of, things that could throw us off that we stay grounded to, and then we're okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, Ethan, because for a minute there, I thought I was getting a little bit too obsessive, but you're right. We're trying to counter. We can get occultists can get a little bit obsessive about certain things.
Well,
We
there's even stuff just like, that may sound weird that has to do with nature. They've even noticed that sometimes if you take college kids and put them out in the grass and just kind of just put them out in the yard and sit them in the yard, they'll stop crying. It's almost like whatever's irritating them goes away when they sit with the ground.
You said colic kids.
Yeah, like kids that are like that, like just fucking cry.
Oh,
like
okay.
there's actually like they call it that or something. I could be using the wrong term.
It's like if they're real gassy or something, I think too.
But like you can like take them and like put them and sit them outside on the grass, like in their diaper and or whatever. But like their legs and stuff, they're touching the ground, and they'll stop. They're like, what the fuck?
Bring new meaning to touch grass.
Yeah, grounding too, right?
There is a documentary, I think it's called Grounding. It's set in Alaska with a veterinarian who heals or adopts local animals that might have gone astray. And it starts with like a moose calf or something. And he found that every night the calf moved to the one place where it was grounded, where the hay wasn't interfering with the ground. And it's a really bugged out movie about healing through connecting with the earth, let alone all of Tai Chi is all about rooting and grounding and connecting with the earth, right? Using gravity, which often unfolds against us, to at least facilitate steadiness rather than, the badness that it can lead to.
Okay.
And the funny thing about that is that that's common knowledge, because I remember a couple of years back I was going through a hard time. Someone who was not, they matter of fact, I think they might have been Muslim. And I was having a hard time, and I was scatterbrained and everything else. He's like, have you ever gone outside, took off your sneakers, and just stepped on the ground? People know this. This is knowledge that we know. It's just that we forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Or we got too busy.
Yeah, definitely. I think the busyness is huge. It's like you almost stay too busy sometimes. Or it's like I'll get scatterbrained on things, or I'm starting to work on one thing, and then we were just talking about this yesterday. We both were working towards going somewhere, and it was like as soon as I was starting my process to get ready, somebody called me, and it just directed my attentions elsewhere. And then as soon as I was done with that, I was like, what was I doing? I was almost not in a trance, but like almost like, oh crap, I gotta hurry up. I'm running late. Like I was supposed to already be ready to go. And then same with him. He was like in the process of doing some other things. Like I don't know if it was like
Baking cookies.
Oh yeah, baking cookies. He was making cookies, and somebody came over to the house and started interrupting. Not that it was an interruption, like anything bad, but it
Sidetracked.
Yes, sidetracked, and it just diversion after diversion, and then once you realize what time it is, you're like, holy crap, I'm late. I have to be somewhere by this time. But
also to what you guys were saying, I also think it's like sometimes the things we know become outside the cultural norm, so they're frowned upon. So like we look at people walking outside barefoot, what's this weirdo doing?
Yeah,
but like they're actually doing what we should be doing to like reconnect, to recharge.
No,
I think there's a lot of knowledge that we've lost because like it's not, it's like part of modern society anymore.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that too. Or it's considered like unusual or weird.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's almost like the culture. Like I think we were talking about that before, like the culture where you're like, this is the culture. And it's like, well, I feel like culture is just the popular thing to do that became a tradition. And I think that's what culture is. It's just a popular tradition that stuck. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I get
But Miss Judith, I got a question for you specifically. I'm like,
I'm scared now.
And then I'm like, oh, she's so quiet again. So you were a part of the OTO as well as Nick.
Yes.
You didn't start at the exact same time as him, right? Like you had your own path to get there.
Yeah, I actually, when me and Nick met, I returned. I was away for a couple of years, following my path. I grew up around magic, like, like hoodoo and stuff like that, like the old wives' tales and things that I thought was nonsense at the time. Things I wish back then I paid attention to, especially for the herbs part and what heals us. Because it wasn't modern. It wasn't considered, cool at that time. I ended up following the Wiccan path, which led me eventually to the OTO. But then I went back to it. I even went back to Christianity for a short time, and then woke up again, and I ended up coming back to Wiccan and that tradition and the OTO, and I haven't looked back since. I'm trying to understand a lot of other things. It helps broaden my spirituality, and me being more open. So I have experienced that. I'm not looking to join other traditions anymore, any other lodges or anything like that. I think being self-taught at this point is better for me. But everybody has their own thing. I mean, I don't go in depth. I mean, Ethan and Nick and even Brandon, everybody, they do their in-depth studies. I mean, I don't know as much as I would like to know about the Renaissance.
Okay.
And the history of that. And I should be a little bit more educated, I feel.
Now, when you mentioned the voodoo portion of it, you guys have another guy that's a part of Occult Rejects. His path is more voodoo, right? Voodoo based.
Well, I said Jin doesn't mess with that stuff, but he actually knows a lot about it.
Oh,
he knows
okay.
more about me. He knows more than me, actually. I've heard him talk, and he does know more than me.
Yeah, he said, I don't know if it was something he was just obsessed with and studied, but yeah, like Judith says, he knows a lot too.
Okay.
He knows a lot about a lot.
Yeah.
Now, would you be able to compare Wiccan and voodoo, or would you be able to explain the differences for people that don't know? Oh, I did. I'm sorry.
Voodoo is more of heritage. It's so much more secretive. People who are not initiated rarely talk about it. I'm not initiated, so that's why I rarely talk about it. I just know by what I see. It's not like Wicca. It is earth-based, but it's more ancestral-based. Voodoo is more ancestral-based. I know in Wicca, a lot of people like to talk about their lineage and everything else. And I'm not going to downplay that part. But in voodoo, there is an actual lineage that you could physically trace, you could find, you could go, it's on paper, you could see it and everything else. And it's a very, it's not secretive to the point, it's not more secretive than most magical traditions, but it's more, how can I say, there's more of a family feel. If I don't know if I'm conveying it correctly. It's more of, this is my place, this is my home type of feeling, more than other magical traditions I've been involved in.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Almost like this is my bloodline.
Yes.
Okay.
Even if you're not blood related, that's the feeling that's conveyed.
Oh, okay.
I totally get what you mean.
And then
you know what I would say though, the only way I could see if you get into, I mean, hoodoo, I think that would be a little bit different. Like Judith would even say, you could probably explain that a little bit differently. I can see with what you might be using when you do your work, people could attribute to looking like Wicca because you're going to be using herbs and certain things that you may usually see. I could see maybe some of the utilities in magic might be comparable, but yeah, they kind of have like their own, like its own thing, you know?
Okay.
I would
almost
say
like a burnt offering.
No, I just think like it has its own, like she's saying, lineage or story or even pantheon, technically, kind of.
Yeah.
You know? You're going to have certain characters that you're only really working with inside that. You're going to have saints, and then you're going to have Papa Legba and all those other people that come along with them.
Okay. And then isn't Santeria like a
distant cousin?
Voodoo? What's that?
Distant cousin.
Oh, okay. I've heard it was similar. Sorry, my dog keeps crying.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys can hear her or not. Stop. She's like sitting right outside the door whining like a little baby.
They tend to be our babies.
Oh, yeah. The other one's passed out on the couch. You don't even care. This one, she's got to have somebody petting her, touching her, talking to her. Stop. But all right, go lay down.
Question for you, Judith. How often do you encounter people that, like, when they hear you are Wiccan, attribute it to witchcraft?
All the time. All the time. And it doesn't bother me at all. I've always been the black sheep anywhere I go. So if they look at it that way, but the first question I usually get asked is, are you a good witch or a bad witch? I kind of despise that question because there's no such thing. It's a point of view when it comes to it. It is in your point of view. Now, are there certain things that I would consider bad? Yes, personally. With someone else, no.
Mm.
So I mean, so that's not a fair, and that's the thing when you deal with the occult, when you deal with Wicca, when you deal with magic in general, there is no black and white.
Yes.
It's everything is a gray line, unless you go completely over the deep end, and that's a whole different discussion.
I like that.
Yeah, because I think when I talked with Nick about it, it was almost like most people think the occult is evil or doing like nefarious things like you guys were talking about before. And he was saying like they could be like maybe 13% or lower than that of people that are actually doing messed up stuff. It's like, have you guys ever come across anybody that you know? Well, you don't have to like say you know them or anything personally, but like, have you ever come across people that do more messed up stuff that might try to get you to come and join with them or anything?
I wanted to answer that in two different ways. One, anybody who's if I find out they're doing stuff like that, yeah, I steer away because I don't want that spilling onto my energy or my karma at all.
No, 100%.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that it's funny how people will assume if you're a witch, you're either good or bad. But you do have people, and I'm not that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. I'm not bashing on Christians or anything like that, but you got people who opens up the Bible and they use Psalms just to curse people.
Yes.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
I've seen it firsthand.
so again, good, bad. It's not because the label is there because either you're witch or you're pagan or you're an occultist. That doesn't automatically make you bad. It's your actions.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
These different spiritual systems give you the power to protect your actions, and it's how you use it. So there's good and bad in everywhere.
Yeah, 100%. I go to church, and at my church, I firsthand seen people who are like good to your face, but like you said, they'll use scripture to talk nicely but bad about you.
Mm.
You know, like I'm so much better, but like you're doing the exact same thing that everyone else is doing, but because you come here on Sunday, you feel like you get a free pass. Like it. I understand what you're saying.
I'm glad that Judith said that too about the kind of like it's up to the the practitioner, the individual, on like what they're going to choose to do. I've even mentioned this on other shows years ago. I was trying to get a point across. Again, I don't think because it was bad, like people really didn't care, or at least the conspiracy theory community didn't seem to care for it much. But I was trying to get the point across and using examples that like even. Well, one, I'll have two examples. One, if you were to ever go, like, even look at people talk about the Kabbalah all the time, how horrible it is. If you were to go and look at like anybody who has like kind of half of a reputation in the magic community and read about any of their stuff with the Kabbalah, if you look into it, there's not going to be one ritual or spell in there. People will use the Kabbalah in their ritual work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like so I'm saying when people, they're into the Kabbalah, that means X, Y, and Z. Well, actually, if you were even into the Jewish Kabbalah, which is original, there'd be none of that. It's all ideas of how you actually just got turned into form from God.
Yeah.
Like when you add the esoteric, then you can start incorporating it into ritualistic work, but it's not there in it. It's not part of it. And then I've even showed examples, which I think Judith can even, back me up on this one. I've repeated and shown, like I haven't gone up and actually did it physically, but I've repeated verbally the LBRP and the hexagram ritual. When you get done hearing what I said, like you'd hear that and be like, all right, well, what was supposed to happen? Well, because the rest was the practitioner who was supposed to insert what the hell they even wanted to do. All this is just creating the space for you to do whatever the fuck you want. Like that still comes from, if you want to do something fucked up, the LBRP itself isn't going to do that for you. You have to insert that into it, you know what I'm saying? Or the hexagram. Yeah. Like it's so blank that people probably be like, wow, that's what's one of the major rituals every magician uses. Yeah, it sounds fucking boring, doesn't it? It's because all that other shit you have to construct yourself and add into it.
Yeah. And I think that's what happens with the movies and stuff too. Like you see the hexagram or the hexagon and stuff and the pentagram all on the ground with like different powder or salt or fire or whatever. And then it's always some sort of like sacrificing a virgin girl or something like that. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is definitely the occult. You're like, this is all I know. And then you're like, oh, I did the hexagram. I'm like, is the girl still alive? Is she still okay? And you're like, there was no girl. What are you talking about? Just the lady with the boobs out, and she wasn't even attractive.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that was
I would add,
you got to listen to that one.
I just want to add, I try not to like really be compelled under any ism or any, definition really, but I do practice Tai Chi and Taoism. Maybe I could fall back on that. Often Taoism is compared in contrast with Buddhism in that as Taoist or Tai Chi is an internal art, it's very much an individual art and kind of a recluse or a hermeticist or whatever, an individual, whereas a group religion in the East would be Buddhism. So I pretty much like revert to just doing things on my own anyway. And in Tai Chi, there's this idea like you never attack first, right? And there's so many kind of rules that kind of build up at least responsibility of morality. And as Judith was saying, like how things, basically it's all gray. And so you always got to be mindful of how much you put in is related to how much you're going to take out, so to speak.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the one thing I guess I kind of wanted to answer a little bit from your question, I guess, about people doing head magic. Believe it or not, from my experience, the only people that I may have ever come across that did that, in my opinion, and I think this is kind of, in a sense, where you're going to get most of it, and I'm not trying to knock anybody when I say this, but a lot of it is kind of people that kind of have half of like 1 foot in and 1 foot out in the whole idea of what this stuff even is.
Okay.
And they're normally like always like cursing like an employer, or it's like their girlfriend or their ex. It's always like something like cheesy and like just like selfish, or it's just like always just dumb. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. The worst that's probably happening is the person who's doing this spell is just mind fucking themselves and creating more of a resentment. Because before you did the spell, you probably already assassinated the motherfucker 100 times in your head.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. There's been times I've wanted to do shit. I'm sure I killed that person how many times in my head in how many different ways before I decided, oh man, this is stupid. I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I'm just keeping it real, man. So
or if something does happen,
I'm sure that is not healthy for an individual. Like I even said this one time on the show not too long ago when I had Sanray and somebody else on. I'm very different when I look at certain things. I am pretty much of the idea that like even angels and demons are just like it's a relationship between your nervous system and your brain, and how you're just going to decide what's good and bad and how it affects you and makes you feel. I do think, and I've said, if you really do think you're working with demons to kind of like hurt somebody or do something negative, when people have like, there's people that I've known and people that Judith has known that we both talking about that worked with demons a lot and their lives just sucked. It was not good. And I have said, is that really because of like the demons, fucking up their life? Or is it because the mind frame they're constantly keeping themselves in? They are just making shitty choices. And they're just shitty in the head. Because if that's the shit you're kind of doing, you're kind of like, I don't know. That can't be good for you mentally. And
it's almost like
your direction in life.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point.
Even your health. This even shows how stress even fucks you up physically.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, look at this gray in my beard. I'm sure that's from my ex-girlfriend.
Angry people. Your ex-girlfriend.
I wasn't as much there until
Jeez. And then what were you saying?
I've seen people give themselves ulcers because of how angry they were, you know.
Yeah. Yo, that's so common for Italians too, for real. They'll stress so hard they give themselves ulcers besides like what they eat.
Yeah, it's all the sauce.
The sauce and stress kills them.
Yeah. We call it sauce. Other people call it gravy, but those aren't real people.
No, sauce. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And now how did all three of you guys come together? Like, you know Judith through the OTO, and then how did you guys come across Ethan? How have you guys known each other? Or how long have you guys
Nick is the man. Nick put the band together. Nick is the man.
Tell you the truth, when it comes to, I've known Judith the longest. I didn't talk to her for a few years. We both left the OTO, and I think I was like I left for certain reasons and just different reasons than her. And I just was kind of worried about like what other people might have thought or whatever. And so I didn't talk to her for a while. And then I happened to hit her up, and like we happened to realize like, oh, okay, we both seem to have kind of been on the same wavelength here. You know, we could be honest about what we both left.
Yeah.
And we're not going to hate each other. You know what I'm saying? We're both adults. And I asked her to start coming on the show, but it had already been around. Like, I think you've probably been coming on for like, what, the last 8 months, a year, maybe? 6 months?
Yeah, 8 months.
Yeah, so I think, so it's been around a lot longer. But Ethan, tell you the truth, when it comes to the actual people that make up the show now, I think Ethan might be the earliest one because he contacted me. He had a book and asked if he could come on the show. And I think he might have been like my first author, tell you the truth. And I was all excited. I was like, fuck yeah. And he came on and we had a good time. And he came on a couple of other times. And then when I, started thinking about trying to merge people together and start doing topics with, I was already like, yo, fucking let me hit up Ethan and see what he's doing. I always thought he had like a brilliant mind in the way he looked at things.
And I've met so many cool people and learned so much cool things by being involved with this, Nick. So thank you. And
oh, that's another thing. I knew Ethan was like so open-minded too. So I just knew that like for him, he'd probably get a lot out of it. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Are you guys like all like you started in New York, but you're not there anymore? Like, do you guys all, I mean, you don't have to say where you guys all live, but do you guys all live close to each other at all? Like, have you ever done a show all in person?
No, I wish.
No.
If I was still in New York, with Judith.
Yeah, I'm the only one still in New York, but between the time zones and the locations, that would be very hard to do for all of us.
Yeah.
I bet.
You know what's crazy? Ethan even lived in New York at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I lived in Manhattan for 6 years or more.
Oh,
ultimately.
Is that wild?
You guys could have all crossed paths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't time. We weren't ready.
Yeah, right? We had to go through whatever we went through.
Yeah, right.
Now, do you guys have all individual shows as well? Like you mentioned your brunch. Is that a show, or is that just you and your friends do an actual brunch?
No, that's a show. It's just me sharing the thoughts for the week.
Oh, nice.
Trying to keep people mindful and remind them to be grateful. That's something I've noticed, especially since COVID, that a lot of people has forgotten to be grateful for what they have and what's in their lives. And it opened doors.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, and if you guys want to give any plugs for, I mean, I don't know, you can give plugs for your own personal stuff too. Like that's totally fine. Like I'm all for it. I'll post links down below. I'll follow. I'll subscribe.
Ethan does need his own show though.
Yes,
I do occasionally do other shows, but mostly, and I'll maybe do a little presentation on my YouTube occasionally. But mostly, I'm participating with Nick and the Occult Rejects for sure. But I'm constantly writing, so I have a bunch of writing out there too.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, if I had as many books as Ethan, though, I'd be pimping that out on audio. I'd be like little teasers. You know what I'm saying?
It's so hard to sell books. It's so hard to sell books.
Yeah, but then you have the podcast too. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I need to promote the books more, and people should help me out buy them.
Yes.
The geometry of energy is particularly popular, but yeah, I have the articles out there that people can read for free too. I must admit,
are your books on Amazon?
Yep.
Nice. He's the reader of the group. He reads
Cool.
all day, every day.
He has a lot of books out. You probably have over like how many books actually, Ethan?
Yeah, over 10, but
I was
you know,
gonna
a
say over
handful.
10, right? Yeah.
Yeah, a handful that sell. You know, before COVID, there were several websites, one in particular that had like 2 million Facebook followers and just was all over wakeupworld.com. And then they all got the clench. I said the C word. Sorry, I didn't mean to say the C word. But like, and after that, my reach just went down steadily. And they were accused of being right wing, but they were like farthest from that. All these groups, they were, if anything, moderate, but it was the in my recollection, the health, they had alternative health articles. And if this is maybe if this is taboo, it can be deleted. But just saying, yeah, I used to have way more reach, but since then it's like, it's weird. The algorithm just can kill you.
100%.
It's funny you mentioned alternative health. Like, people look down upon people that people look down on people that, you know, like, oh, like, take this herb, eat this mushroom and that, but like, we take supplements and multivitamins every day, and most of us don't even know what's in them.
No.
So you telling somebody you take like the simple base plant, oh, take this 2 times a day, that'll clear up your gout. But you rather trust like this medicine the doctor gave you that'll cause worse symptoms than what it's supposed to be curing. I've never understood that.
Yeah. Or the food that they tell you to eat. It's all processed food that's causing the gout.
The gout, but your asshole fell out.
Happened to me yesterday 3 times. No.
And there likely is a herbal remedy for whatever are the small things that ail us, right?
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you should omit eating well and even having vitamins and minerals too in combination with that, really. But herbal supplements, I mean, they're like the predecessor of pharmaceuticals. Most of them before they started using petroleum products more, it was all that. So
yeah, that's a very good point.
That's the thing that came out from the lockdown, because I didn't realize we were still getting punished for using the C word.
Oh, no, I don't care.
I don't know. I just my presumption.
Yeah,
I thought his C word was clenched. And I was like, oh, wait.
Oh.
that's what I thought at first too, and then it clicked. I was like, oh, okay. I thought
It's funny. During that time, a lot of people took up gardening, getting back into the herbs, getting back into making their own food. And it's turned out that a lot of people are rediscovering the herbal remedies that replaces the pills. Not that I'm saying that you should not listen to your doctor if they give you a pill, but more people are are motivated to see if there's an alternate, more natural route before they start taking the pill, which I guess it had the adverse effect of what they wanted when it happened. But more people are doing homesteading, and a lot of apothecaries are coming up again. It's the biggest thing now.
Well, even with the whole COVID situation, even spurred occultism and alternative spiritual things. You know, people looked for that.
What were you saying, Ethan?
We were forced to go inside and look within too. You know, kidney stones are something that afflict people, even to the point where they might be required of surgery. If you combine lemon juice with olive oil, that's going to basically, with 99% certainty, cure your kidney stones. The acid will tear apart the calcium, and the oil will help alleviate it to leave the system. Will help it slide and slip through the system. It's like 100% for kidney stones. But will a doctor tell you that? No, they were not allowed to tell you that. Even if they know about it, they're going to tell you about the pharmaceutical process. And if that doesn't work, then they have the surgical solution. They'll never tell you about it's not even homeopathic. It's just a simple solution that people have been using for centuries before the allopathic takeover, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was coming across some. Yeah, I think when you're sick, it was like olive oil, apple cider vinegar,
That's
cinnamon,
another one.
lemon, and a little bit
Turmeric.
of cayenne pepper and honey. Oh yeah, and turmeric. But there was like a combo of like the olive oil, apple cider vinegar, honey, and then they were like, add a lemon,
Right.
add this, add that. It was like adding one or two things was like curing so many options, and I was like, this is great. I love it. And I'm like, the honey makes the apple cider vinegar actually taste like apple cider, which I'm more keen to than the apple cider vinegar that's worse than taking a shot of tequila. Like,
Oh, yeah, for real.
I like tequila. So
I wonder if I look at the planetary alignments of those ingredients where they would sit.
oh, that's so interesting.
Which ones
So-
were they again?
How do you find out like what ingredients have, what did you call it, planetary value?
Alignment.
Yeah, and
Okay.
elemental will have elemental alignments too, possibly. Yeah.
So
Or
it wouldn't
station.
all be from Earth, like it wouldn't all be like an Earth element.
No, is through the astrology. It would go through astrology, and each plant usually has their correspondence for a planet. Each one has a correspondent for an element. So I'm just interesting to see where those ingredients would lie.
Yeah.
Or
I wonder if you see a commonality of like a bunch of them matching the same planet too. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So
But
could a planet be used, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain or ask, I guess. Say you have an ailment. Could there be like an opposite, or like a planet could be the opposite of that effect? Does that make
There's
sense?
a whole theory on that, I believe.
So, like, for example, say you have like gut issues where you're having like pain in your gut or acid reflux or something like that. Say Mercury is like a very hot planet. You wouldn't want to use something like that. You would want to use something like more like Neptune that's further away to help offset it, a balance
Well-
almost.
It's possible.
I don't know.
I don't know if they necessarily do it like that, as more that they do it on, like, well, with traditional Chinese medicine. I don't know that they would do it like that, and other herbalists, but I've seen magicians kind of point to that contrasting phenomenon, if you will.
Okay.
I forget one of the guys' names, but the way TCM would do it would combine different herbs that would do different things, and usually it's a 5 ingredient combination or more that would kind of contrast the ailments. But nature works like that too, right? They say, the Native Americans say, that wherever the problem is occurring, right next to it is the cure. Right? There's a plant that cures it, and it seems to hold true often enough, type of thing.
This is We Can Do It, your in-house print-on-demand shop. We print everything from t-shirts and hoodies to aprons, mouse pads, and more. If you've ever wanted to create your own merchandise, we can do it and make it simple. Start by choosing one of our customizable products. Select your size. Pick your print area, front, back, or both. In this case, we printed both sides. Upload your design.
If you have an image that you found online, or
You have an image that you generated with AI, or if you drew something yourself, we can upload that for you. Any image you desire. We can even remove the background. Choose from a variety of colors. And then add it to your cart. That's it. Once we receive your order, we print it, package it, and ship it. So if you're looking for an easy way to bring your ideas to life, choose We Can Do It. as your merchandising and fulfillment partner today. We Can Do It. Made to order, made simple.
I would say what you're explaining, I've seen kind of, and I don't know if maybe this is who Ethan was trying to think of, Scott Cunningham. Like you get his herbal books, and they will have like traditions in there that will, my opinion, like what you're getting at, I could see being used in a different way, but he will show you like the use of it normally in some sort of magical sense. And then it might be added, was also known in the past as if you made a tea out of this or a tincture out of this, it might help with an upset stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of see how it's added in by, I guess, like them just trial and error, but just like tossed in like that. Not so much as like, if you have this ailment, this, and this might work. Like you could look at it that way, I guess, if we went through the book and categorized it like that. But a lot of times you kind of just see it. It's almost like, I don't know the word I'm looking for, like something like that was passed down from like a grandmother, like, oh, you know, ginger will help you for this, you know, take a shot of that. You know, it does actually do something to you and it does work, but it's kind of like a thing that's just been known and you do it. You see it like that a lot of times. I think kind of what you're getting at, like in the, you know, the healthy sense or the bodily sense. You know, I did cover, which was a little bit different with the, I did do it's not finished. I did 5 or 6 parts of our herbal series. And I do show how it affects the cranial nerves. So I have noticed myself how there is a, I guess, again, I didn't categorize it this way. It's just something that came up because your vagus nerve goes from like your throat down to like your reproductive organs. That herbs that tend to stimulate that do also have the folklore. That's what I was looking for. The folklore behind it. That normally will actually ail some sort of problem that is around here. So you do have to wonder, like, did they know, maybe not know the science, but did they know back in the day from just repeated, you know, ingestion or whatever, and inhalation, that did start to actually fix that because it did. You know, and I think some stuff like that gets thrown into some of those like kind of books is just like they realize somehow that it just does do that to your body health wise.
I can't find the book that I was thinking of. I can't think of the author's name, but I wanted to mention that Tai Chi really focuses on tonifying the nervous system, and the vagus nerve is really the biggest nerve in the body, I'm pretty sure. And tapping into the nervous system, I think actually is maybe a way to scientifically understand some magical or meditative properties or qualities, in the sense where we have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. We have the nervous system that we're in control of, and the nervous system that it's not dormant, but it's automatic. It's the digestive processes and what goes on when we sleep. We don't have to think about our blood flowing. There's certain things that happen that we don't need to be conscious of. But when we kind of, I don't want to say switch the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, but when we bring activity to what is kind of latent, and when we bring relaxation to what is active, I think we have these kind of liminal consciousness experiences that sometimes can even be revealing of something or another, or really make us artistically or athletically inclined or capable. But I think this tapping into the nervous system and certainly tonifying the nervous system is a really powerful, not necessarily practice in itself, but maybe result of different practices and different mind postures.
You know, something I wanted to mention too, just real quick, because you mentioned Mercury. There is laurel. That, I think, in my opinion, would be associated with Mercury because of how it is used.
Sure.
But back in the day, I forget, it was Romans or the Greeks that would wear laurel on the head, around their head. They would do that in
Both,
school
I think.
when there was tests, because they believed that if you wore that stuff, it actually was like good luck or it helped you with stuff like that. Like they would literally wear it in school when they took tests because they thought it was going to aid them. And now if you actually look at it, they have done studies on laurel, and it does actually affect you to where you like it affects your attention and memory. Like it actually does what they thought it was doing back then.
Jeez. And what is it called? Laurel?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Man.
actually an interesting one when I covered it on the show. Like when I looked into it, I was like, oh wow, that's wild.
And
Yeah.
that's the ring of leaves they would wear around their head.
Yeah. Yeah, they realized that if you actually like inhaling them, when it hits you, it actually does, it help you focus and your attention and all that stuff. And it's like, somehow they figured it out.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I just came across something recently. Oh, of course, it's Instagram, so who knows if it's even true. I feel like I put all my faith in Instagram posts nowadays than anything else. But somebody like explained there were certain things that you can do. It was like, I think a scent. If you sprayed a scent on yourself and you started studying, and then if you sprayed the scent when you took the test, it would help you retain.
I could see, I swear to God, I'm not even making this up. When I was sitting here thinking about me wanting to repeat this, I was like, I wish I knew about this shit in school because I could have literally have combined essential oils and wore that shit when I took tests. So like I would have tried it already, what you were just saying. Yep. Shit you not, I was legit thinking that. No lie. Why I was waiting to say that. It went through my head for a second. I was like, I would have done that shit in school.
That would be the same principle for like.
Yeah, I would have walked in smelling all fucking fruity and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that girl wearing patchouli was onto something.
She's in the cabinet.
Teddy, you were saying something. I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
Oh, I'm saying that would be on the same principle of the people that burn incense. Okay, you burn these incense for good luck. You burn these for money. You burn these for healing. That would kind of be like the same principle. Like the
that right there is a little bit of a hoodoo, like thing. But you see, that's the thing. A lot of people poo-poo these things, but they have substance. There is something behind it. The problem is that no one takes the time because, unfortunately, we have become slaves to advertisements.
Okay.
And people telling us instead of going out and actually showing and seeing and testing it out. Again, we go back to circling back. That's what occultists. That's why we are occultists, because we're like, we want to know. We want to know we want to know why. We want to know the how.
If you were to even look into the first people that were even considered scientists, you'd realize, they were all occultists as well. That's who scientists were. That's what they were called. Or alchemists. Alchemy. And over in the Middle East, that's where you even get chemistry from. The alchemists was so like crazy with testing shit in science that they even set the standard of like what chemistry is. Some guy I covered, I forgot his name, but even the way that he documented all his evidence and how stuff was done, even like almost category by category, is still used today in the way that is, people document their shit. Like his graph system is still used.
Now, have you ever heard of people buying pheromones in like perfumes or like colognes?
I've heard of that back in the day. I've seen that shit back in the day. That's fucking funny.
I almost wonder if that's like a way when we were talking about like smelling things to help remember. Like, what if those pheromones will help somebody else unlock that feeling? Like, I don't know, say, for example, if they had that same pheromone around them while having sex the first time, if you're wearing somebody else's pheromones, you're unlocking those trigger points in their mind. So when they're walking around you, they get that immediate like memory, like reboot type of thing where it's like, it trances them back to where they were, and then they slowly can be attracted to you that way.
That's the same reason. That's the same process for realtors. When they go into a house the first time, when the people are about to go, they go bake cookies in the oven So the first thing you do is smell chocolate chip cookies or cookies, and it gives you that home feeling. So you want to buy. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Even
I thought
certain
you were gonna
colors
say like
can-
they have. What's that, Nick?
even certain colors can give you the feel. Like even if you decorated your house in certain colors, when you walk in, you'd feel more at home. You'd smell those
Yeah.
cookies. You'd be like, oh fuck.
I thought you were gonna say like the realtors have a sex orgy before you go in. They're like, I remember that brothel smell.
Oh man.
Shit.
Sorry, we're not a serious podcast, by the way.
No, I
thrown
love
that out there
that.
ahead of time.
But to what he was saying about the colors, we were talking about that with a lot of the restaurants now. When we were
Oh
younger,
yeah.
they were bright and vibrant, attracted you, and now everything is like dark and gray and uniform.
You know, I
What's up?
covered colors. I did, I think, a 2-part series on how they do affect you, and like pretty much like McDonald's. Perfect example. I think the red and the yellow, those colors like somehow for some reason make people think of eating and sometimes communal eating. But like even with coffee houses, a lot of them, how you go with like even with coffee in general, it just happens to be a darker color. If you notice, a lot of coffee places sometimes go with like a wooden look or a darker color because somehow that just invites like a feeling that goes with the thought of coffee.
Yeah. Or you're not rushed to go out of there. Like I've heard of people using like if they're in a fast food restaurant, all their lights are turned up real high, like real bright, because they don't want you to feel comfortable in sitting there long periods of time. They want you in and out. Where if you go to like a Starbucks, they're like, we got free Wi-Fi. If you're gonna have coffee there, you're probably gonna stay for a little bit more for a snack, especially if you start smelling those fresh baked goods it doesn't have to be Starbucks, but a coffee place or something. Or if they got donuts, you're like, I'm just sitting here with my coffee, bringing my book or my tablet or book or laptop or something, and then you're like, oh, I just smell those will go great with this coffee.
The one thing that you kind of asked though that I do think like I could try to give one explanation of how that could work, and it is something that I've noticed from like doing my own stuff with the Mechanics of Magic series. When it gets to like comes to memory, I mean, I even looked into that myself because I do want to cover how memory works, because it is fucking a wild thing. But like I could even take this back to the testing, so you thought about it again. What would make sense from things that I've seen with how memory even works. Let's say I wanted to study for the test, I would probably even wear something so I'm smelling it as I'm even studying it.
Yes.
So then when I wear it again and take the test, I might get recalls.
Yes, exactly. Or I think there was another one too. I think the scent, but I think also the music.
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
There was
You can,
something
like,
with
set yourself
music.
up to like actually probably retain shit, like I was saying before,
Yes.
in different ways.
Like my sister's going to school right now for physical therapist assistant, and a lot of the ways that helps her retain things is turning it into a song or turning it into a rhyme, because there's a lot of weird long scientific
rhymes,
terms.
how that fits in. Yeah, you do take that in differently. You take that in differently. Yeah.
So if it's like something to do with the thigh or the quadriceps, I don't know, think of something that rhymes with quadricep or thigh or whatever. But put those together. So then when you would get to that question and it asks you about the thigh or the quad, you could retain that. You're like, what rhymed with this? Oh, that's right. It was X, Y, and Z. So it's like, I don't know. Not that that's I mean, I don't know. It's just a way to unlock the memory. And like when we were talking about scents and stuff too, like how many times have you been outside or you smell fresh cut grass, or there's certain scents, and I swear it's a form of time travel. Like you smell something or you taste something and you're just like back to, like, in your mind, you're like, holy crap, I just went back to that moment when I was a little kid. And
I've put gas in my car and had like recalls of smelling gas and thinking I was like pouring gas into the lawnmower when I was a kid to cut the grass.
Yeah.
Like, I've had even thoughts like that from sense. Yeah.
I think it even translates to sports, because when you said about like wearing things to recall, like there are sports players, like they have lucky shoes or jock straps or shirts or clothing they wear, and like maybe like, oh, best game I ever had when I was wearing these shoes. So if every game I wear these shoes, I'll have that feeling.
It's like a superstition. Right.
Well, actually, it's not superstition because I was going to bring this up and I said, nah,
I'm glad he did.
But
This is really
yeah,
good, though.
there's, well, if you're a practitioner, sometimes you use the same clothing. Some people use robes, but some people wear clothing. And I ran across a guy, and I never thought about this. I don't know why I never thought about this. Who every time there was like a hoodie he used to wear. Whenever he did his stuff, whenever he did his energy work and rituals and everything else, and he got sick. And all he did was wear it and just lay there. And he said he got better quicker because the energy that it filled that piece of clothing was already saturated. That's the same thing as having that lucky shirt or that lucky sneakers that they wear. It's the energy, but they don't know how to explain it. Hence, again, we circle back. Why like, okay, why does this happen? Oh, it's the energy we're giving, which is a whole different discussion on the energy we give as human beings as well.
I mean, honestly, the difference, if you want to look at that, the difference between like what a magician would do with a talisman, which again could be a sigil or even an object, the difference between that and the sports player, for the most part, I mean, I'm sure maybe some of them are into this shit, but odds are the mechanics and how it was created is the only difference. That is still going to equal you getting something. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I'm going to make a talisman for, because I want to exceed or obtain something or do something better. You know, like instead of a pair of shoes, I could create like a martial talisman. So I'm like energetic, I'm courage, strength, you know, battle. I could take that with me and put it in my pocket instead of making it part of my wardrobe. But it's the same thing. But I constructed it. I know exactly how it was formulated. The player just has the object and just leaves the formulation out and believes it's going to do what it's going to do.
Okay.
It's really, I mean, think about it, it's not much different.
Could that same energy be like done with behavior instead of with objects? How he said that, like that hoodie he wore had all that energy. Well, you know how some people like, oh, I have to do it this specific way, like compulsion, like a compulsion.
Oh yeah. Well, I've covered how that could be a negative sense actually, because that could even make you just fuck shit up. But yeah, I can see that sometimes it does seem like the more sometimes when you do stuff like that, you almost kind of strengthen the idea. I'm not denying that this kid's sweater doesn't actually work, like that but what you're asking. There is times where it does show that like kind of like the more attributes you give something or the more stuff you tie to it is really going to sink it into your head as believing it.
Okay.
Now, again, I don't know if that actually creates something to happen, but
yeah, that's if you're a little.
That goes back to the placebo effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
That was such an interesting concept. I never even thought of that. Ethan mentioned that, right? Originally.
Yeah, I brought that up in the series that I just finished. It was called The Spell of Repetition, and it kind of goes into mantras, and it goes in from like magical practices, religious stuff, all the way to I end with propaganda, which, you know, it's kind of very repetitive if you look at how it works. But I even covered how the placebo effect even does show up, like kind of like you could be sitting there and giving almost like self-affirmations or almost repeating things to yourself, and it will work.
Yeah.
And to that point, and to the point of the idea rather where we embody something that's an idea without an object. There's an expression, I think it's in Tai Chi, it might be Greek, but it's very much embodied in Tai Chi. How we do one thing is how we do everything. And so when we put ourselves into a modality of relaxed structure, if you will, there's a, you know, or matter and spirit, but one way to look at it is a state of relaxation, but alignment and structured relaxation. When we put ourselves into that type of state, it kind of manifests into that operation of how we do one thing is how we do everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that a lot. It's like, because, yeah, it's just that mentality. If you keep that mentality up too, it's like nothing's going to stop you.
type of feeling. Yeah. And when you repeat that, right, like what happens, when instead of all the other negative things we might say to ourselves. And Tai Chi is sometimes I will imagine taking on opposition or a bad person. And usually if you do that enough, you end up feeling sorry for any opposition. It's not something that you continue doing. But also the trick is your ultimate battle is with yourself. And so you're actually, when you're doing the form, you're battling a person that's the exact same size and stature as you, and it is you, right? So we kind of take that hostility and turn it into an internal refinement of, battling our basic impulses.
I was even showing it's just because I think I recorded this yesterday. I was showing like something that Ethan's getting at, kind of in a way, with repetitive self-talk. There's even ways that I think just as us as humans, we're so used to sometimes even just having like negative inner talk that, and like I wasn't saying this to like say I'm some psychiatrist. I was just showing examples and showing you how like you could think of it other ways of saying it that leaves it differently. But a lot of times when we have negative self-talk, we're kind of leaving it very closed to where that's it and that's all. But you could actually start to train yourself to start looking at the situation and having different inner self-talk where it leads you to actually say, okay, I can do better. How can I make sure that happens? This won't happen again. Like a way to actually change instead of getting stuck and saying, I'm going to now be this, or that's always going to be the experience. Because that's not necessarily true. You can change that. But the way you'll even have center inner self-talk will almost like literally cut you off and keep you in a fucked up mindset. And I don't even think we realize that sometimes as humans.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like it's almost more of like a matter of fact. Like as soon as you say something negative,
it doesn't leave anything open. Yeah,
where you need to
kind of condemns you to that box.
You almost need to put the comma after it and then continue with, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to do something else after that. Like I suck right now.
Change now, or stuff like that.
Yes. Yep. Like if my cousin was, well, I'll say as myself. It's like if I'm like, man, this like I'm hurting. I'm always talking about being sore. Like we just did a sports day yesterday and I'm just like, I feel like I'm decrepit. I'm like, man, I'm getting old, or I feel like I'm old. And I keep saying, oh, I feel like I'm old. It's like, I feel like I'm old, but I'm not old. I'm going to be getting like, I'm going to start doing Tai Chi. I'm going to start doing yoga. I got to limber up. I'm not going to be stiff anymore. I'm going to be loose as a goose. I'm going to be,
I bet you, if you stop telling yourself that and just did shit, you'd stop feeling old.
Yeah. Or it's like a self-pity. And then Ethan mentioned something too. Oh, I'm trying to think of how you said it. You said it right before Nick. It's almost, I think you said like the affirmation, or you're giving yourself like justification to be a certain thing.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of made me think that like our negative self-talk could definitely do it.
Now, there was a guy that I was watching a show. It was like a British show. I think it's an American show too now. But they take these people, they take a big group of people that are like actors and actresses and all this stuff, comedians. And do you know the name of it?
Wasn't it the one you and watched together? The where only one person knew it was real?
No.
Oh.
So this one is like they had 3 people out of like 20 some people, and they had to pretend to be like everybody else, and everybody else was trying. It was almost like Werewolf or Mafia. You ever heard of those games at all? Where you have 3 people, or you have like 2 people trying to be the werewolf, and everybody else is like a townsperson or a village person, and they're trying to
figure out who's the killer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, in this show, these 3 guys were like the killers of the show. They didn't kill anybody, of course, and it wasn't like that, but everybody was trying to figure out who they were while they were Yeah, but they were
Yeah.
secretly pretending to be one of these people. And long story short, after the entire season, the one guy that was lying about who he was the entire show like broke down and started crying. And he was like, "You don't know how bad this was. This was eating me up the entire time," because he was pretending to lie. And he's like, "I'm not a liar. I feel like I'm a fraud. I feel like I'm lying to my friends and my coworkers and co-hosts of the show this whole time." He goes, and he like everybody, it almost looked like he was crying out of like he was happy at first, like I won the show. And at first he was happy, but he started crying and was like, "I played a liar the entire season." And he goes, "You don't know what that did to me. That ate me up inside. Being a liar, knowing that I'm not a liar in real life." It was almost like he had to put on a fake facade.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like an alter ego. He had to play the whole time. I couldn't see that fucking with somebody after a while.
Yeah, and it's like, man, there were some other things.
Like you
that
gotta
do that
act like
too.
you're cool and a totally different person in front of people's faces.
Yes, yeah, and you're the one that killed those people and took them out the show. And they're like, or you knew that they met you after each like after you killed somebody, you removed your hood and showed who you were. And they're like, "I knew it was you." And they had no like way of figuring it out. And there was no way for them to tell the rest of the co-hosts because they were the dead ones off the show now. So then the next morning they wake up and everybody comes to the main room and they're still trying to. They're like, "I thought for sure we voted that guy off," and then they killed another person. It was like, I don't know. It was interesting for sure. I like.
What's the name of the show?
Yeah, right. I want to check this
Curious.
out.
I think the British one was better. There's an American one, but it's not as good.
There you got all of it's interesting. I would definitely check this out at least once. It sounds interesting.
There was only like a few people. There was only a few people in the show that I knew.
Judith, you remember Clue?
Yes, I remember.
Ethan, you remember that Clue?
Of
They were
course,
showing
yeah.
range and that shit. We're fucked.
Yeah. No, they had a few more iterations, I think, since the one back in the day.
That's true. Yeah. That
It's
shit was
funny. It flopped, but everybody's trying to
I thought
remake
that
it
shit
now.
was good. Yeah, as a
I
kid,
thought it was good
great.
too,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
but they said it flopped.
I'm trying to remember who was in the original.
Oh,
God, the guy from what was his name?
Tim Curry.
Yeah. He was
what's her
good in
name?
that movie though.
Actually, that was an all-star cast.
Yeah, there was a lot of people actually. I just can't remember their names at all. If I was to see it, I'd be like, "Oh, holy shit, that's right." But
I see that. You're right. I don't remember their names, but I see their
that
faces.
could have been why they considered it a flop because it might have been expensive because of the actors.
Yeah.
Like,
That was before I think they were that well known when they made it though. Because was it in the 1970s and
Might
it
have been.
became popular in the 80s?
Sounds about right.
Because
that
that was
movie was
before,
badass though.
for Tim Curry. Was it before or after Rocky Horror?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. It might predate Rocky Horror too.
I think it was just before, yeah.
You think Clue was before Rocky Horror?
Might have been.
Yeah,
Might
for
have
Tim
been.
Curry, yeah.
And then the show was called Traders.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, me neither. There's an American one, but they use like reality TV show stars. So it's like I don't watch reality
You
TV.
gotta wonder if it's even scripted.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I gotta watch the British one. I'll check that one out.
Yeah, the British one was good because it was like old people, like old actresses and actors that were like in their 70s that were a part of the show too. So you're like, they were like really going after them sometimes. Like, you guys are the old heads or whatever they called it. They're like, you're the old people. You probably know how to act and be friendly, but you're fake or something in real life.
That's awesome.
Then. Yeah, Rocky Horror Pictures. That was 1975.
Oh, maybe that is older.
That's that old.
Yeah, it is. That's predated. Yeah, it's got to be because I think Clue had to have come
I
out.
thought that
after
was in like 85.
Yeah, Clue was 85.
Oh, really?
Oh shit!
Wow.
I thought they filmed that in the 70s. Okay, so
Yeah, I actually thought Rocky Horror. I thought Rocky Horror might have been older, but not 10 years older. Shit, I thought it was like maybe 3 or 5.
He looks so feminine in that.
Oh yeah. Yo, I actually have wondered if that's like a lot of occult symbolism in that movie.
Oh,
Like if he's playing like the kind of like Hode or like, you know, the that female and male alchemical symbol.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna-
I don't know. Prince and the Princess, who knows?
during Halloween. Now I'm going to look at it differently. Thank you, Nick.
No, I've thought about it, like, because there's times I've caught it, and I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. It was just like really weird to me. It not even has anything to do with the guy himself. It was just like I actually am not big into a lot of like musical shit, so it just didn't keep me focused. I do find the stuff that they do in the theater, I might be more tempted to go to there.
I was
because
about
that
to
turns
say
into
you
a
need a
whole
live
show in
show.
itself, and I'd just be like, "This is great, stoned out." But yeah, I've never seen the whole thing, but parts I have seen, I have wondered if there was occult symbolism in that. Actually,
Yeah. When people were talking about the Rocky Horror, when I first heard it, I was a big Sylvester Stallone and like actual Rocky fan, and I'm like, wait, what version is that? Like, he's
what? Like a Russian dude. He's just killing people in the ring.
Yeah. I'm like, he's dressed as a woman. You're like, what? Sylvester Stallone.
He's lost his mind. Yeah. Yeah, he got hit in the head too hard, and he's thrown up in the dress next time and just kills motherfuckers.
Speaking
Sorry.
of occult symbolism, how often do any of you, like when you're watching movies and TV, like pick it out because you like see it right away, or you like can you like
can't
just
help it
and enjoy it without seeing things?
You can't help but notice the symbolism, for me anyway. But you may not obsess on it, or it doesn't doesn't mess up the movie. I think it only enhances any art, really.
Okay.
I have a rule. I don't watch occult movies, and I don't watch military movies because I tend to be very, very critical, and I ruin it for those who watch it with me.
I like what Ethan said about art. For me, when it comes to art, it's just the way I look at it. Sometimes I do think that art even came to be because it was kind of a way to explain an occult idea in a scene. So anytime, like, if I was to consider something art, I would automatically be looking at it from an occult angle anyway. But for me, I have been to the point where it was almost obsessive, where I couldn't watch it unless I did that. And I did have to actually chill out because it does kind of like ruin the whole fucking thing. I'm always looking at shit from an occult angle. But I can like kind of enjoy watching kind of like mindless stuff and not really thinking too deep into it. But yeah, for the most part though, like Ethan's saying, it's always going to pop out at you anyway if it's blatant, for sure too. So you might start being like, oh, this story sounds familiar. It's, the hero's journey, or whatever. You just start noticing things like, oh, this kind of makes me think of this tarot card. That just is going to happen sometimes regardless to me.
Okay.
And I think people sometimes maybe there's a good reason why it's integrated. Sometimes it's as much of a reason as they just want to like, capitalize off it or look smart. Like, I don't mean to like I love Ozzy Osbourne. I can sing this song word for word, like my own private ballad, but the song Mr. Crowley, it's not necessarily deep. It's not necessarily, related to any occult ideas. It's a awesome song, but it has Aleister Crowley in it. And that makes it a hot topic of, one way or the other, people looking at it. I'm again not trying to discount that song. I love it, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people will integrate such for as little reason as marketing, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will even agree. I do think Ozzy was, I guess, was of knowing maybe of certain things and had certain experiences, but I think he also knew exactly how to play into the public, regardless if it's good or bad press. So I do even think like he knew that would be, a hook. And I think even certain antics he's probably done on stage for publicity.
Yep.
See, because I've always wondered myself about like some symbolisms in movies. Like, is it really like
that? Capitalize off of it. I think.
Yeah. Like, was that just to get people talking and bring more attention, or were they really like putting it in there for some nefarious reason.
Yeah.
Or it's the topic too, I'm sure. Like most horror movies, they'll try to put in some sort of witchcraft. So they I'm sure they would reach out to somebody that could give some sort of intellect to that. You know, like if you had a mob movie, you know, and you're looking at Italians that were a part of the mob, they'll be like, oh, this person talked like that. You know, this person did these type of gestures, you know, a lot with their hands, especially Italians. I mean, I'm Italian too, so Nick knows. If I'm not holding on the mic with two hands, I'm like, I'm throwing
you talk with that hand,
playing
man.
Poda and stuff and throwing different fingers, but
I think they take certain liberties when it comes to the occult in movies.
Sure.
If I don't think they consult.
Oh,
I don't think they. I think they take, and I think that's part of the reason why I don't watch them.
oh, okay. It's almost like they're assuming that's what it is, so they try to like.
Well, it makes me think of one of the more masterful film directors known for putting these occult ideas in his movies, that did the Tom Hanks movie with the secret societies. Did
Stanley Kubrick.
I just watched those recently.
Like those are masterful inclusions of symbolism. Anyway, I'll call it occult or whatever, but the way he integrates some of the filmography or whatever, it's just amazing.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick's always been known kind of like throwing stuff in his stuff. And even the guy who did like the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. Look at how well that did, and that like really centered around like a lot of that stuff. And to be honest with you, like I have just recently watched them fully, like last weekend, and it's kind of funny how like you watch those movies and you're like, yo, these aren't based off of bullshit. Actually, these are actual real ideas that are in the occult community. Maybe they kind of glorify certain things, or maybe kind of like, you know, the other stuff is very blanket. You know, it doesn't get too deep, but like a lot of the stuff in those movies, like, isn't like, it's not made up. I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. Like, especially like it's a lot. One of them is the first one was basically a little Gnosticism, in my opinion.
The first Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, when you're thinking about Mary and all that, it's all like Gnostic shit.
Right.
A lot of that was, in my opinion. And I was like, yeah, this isn't too far off from what I know Gnostics and the Knights Templar now believe. Literally, that movie isn't like anything unusual.
Well, isn't Indiana Jones? Doesn't it have like the crystal skull? And aren't those like some real mysterious objects? Right. Another one.
Yeah. It's like, Ethan, you should do like a breakdown of all the movies that you've
He
seen.
could.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Like,
Oh, you're like an occultist. They're not going to be able to watch The Matrix and not see something.
No, yeah, really.
Like that, like you can't even help that.
And now they're trans. You're like, what the heck? No.
What?
Oh, that's right.
happened?
Yeah, I
You didn't
forgot
know
the
that?
brothers did that.
Oh, the
didn't they?
Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski
Yeah.
sisters.
Yeah, that was so weird.
Right
I'm
after,
sorry,
like,
when did
before
this
the last
happen?
one.
I know that's how I felt
Years
too when I
ago.
found out. I was like, what? A long time ago.
Yeah, I
Years
think it was
ago.
it was before the last one, I think, right?
Yeah,
And then there's also, I believe, is her name Sylvia or Sophia? She's a woman that sued them for stealing her idea. I've talked to her.
I remember that one.
She
what's her name? Sophia?
I think it's Sophia. I'm so bad with
So
names
interesting.
as we're gathering. But
Especially
she
on a
sued
Gnostic
them. Bug out on this. Her story, her screenplay, as she puts it, relates Terminator and The Matrix as
that's
one
right.
story, and it's the generations of Terminator to Neo becoming Neo, and they're always hunting Neo. Neo is the baby in Terminator. And the captain in the Terminator story, or whatever his identity is, and she puts it all together in this weave in her screenplay, and she sued them. She claims she sued successfully. I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah, I
whatever.
think if you were to even look it up or somehow like, probably use Google AI or whatever, does the Terminator connect to the Matrix? I think it's
Yeah.
even like known now or like
Yeah.
accepted.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I had no idea about that either until recently. I was like,
Totally.
oh,
No.
fuck.
Honestly, I ended up talking to her because I was writing The Matrix of Four.
Oh,
and
that is awesome.
She like was claiming to write The Matrix, and I was like, I gotta talk to this lady. She was so open and receptive, and ended up talking to her. And she this was before she like came out publicly. That like you're saying, like now it's kind of common knowledge, the Terminator and Matrix relationship. But she was like, here is how it is. And she talks just like the woman from the Matrix. She says, hey, do you want the Oracle? She's the Oracle, I swear to God. Like, and she's like, yeah, Ethan, of course I talk like that. I wrote the screenplay with me in it. And she's like the chocolate chip Oracle, like for real. It's pretty neat.
Yo, that is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's
Jeez.
cool as hell.
I'd be like, so no.
Yeah.
She's like, I actually had red pill the other way and blue pill the other way. You're like, it became political. No.
If people want to see her, she had a few interviews on the Killer Priest podcast.
Shit.
Where she talked about it quite
I
extensively.
was just trying to get him on, actually, Killer Priest.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, I saw he had Mitch Horowitz on, so I was like, oh, he must definitely entertain the occult.
Yeah, he's had
believe it or not,
broad group. Sorry.
I went to Apex out in the city a long time ago. I don't even know if it's around anymore. I don't know if Judith maybe even might have heard of that. It was like a technical school. It was a trade school. And I went there for air conditioning. And I was actually a dude in my class. I can't remember the name that he went by, but he was part of the Killer family. Like they're like even Killer Priest had like a group, like even though he was part of Wu-Tang, he even had like his own like little posse.
No, he had the Killer Army.
The Killer, the Killer Army, and one of the guys was in my class, and we used to play handball and shit.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah. It was
Apex
cool
isn't around
too.
anymore.
He was really fucking smart.
Dude, those guys are ridiculously smart rappers.
He was not stupid. He was like one of the serious kids in the class too.
Jeez.
Yeah. I was totally surprised. I was like, oh wow. I was like one of the nerdier guys in the room is actually a rapper.
Even like their lyrics just are like wow, what did you just say? And in those words, like you just like, wow, that's really talented.
Man. Well, would you guys like to play some conspiracy theory trivia?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Is this something you do frequently?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a segment that we do. Sorry. I mean, we could keep going and stuff. I just didn't know like how long we had you guys. I was like, oh, just in case.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do those now.
All right. Cool. Okay. And then I'll do some crazy product placement real fast. I'm sorry. But I got some you can't even see it. Flavors of the Forest. It's our buddy Nelson. He does a freeze-dried garlic powder. So if you guys like garlic powder, check out Flavors of the Forest. And it's really good. It's flavorful, and you'll put it on anything. Usually we'll cook up some steak or something, or throw some on some popcorn if you want a spicy garlicky popcorn. It's really good stuff. But before I forgot, I usually forget to throw that out there. I was going to send some to Nick. I'll send some to you guys too if you want.
Love garlic.
Sounds great.
All right, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you.
Do
some.
you want to wait for Nick?
Oh, I didn't realize he was gone.
Yeah. And I'll do this real fast too, just in case. I want to share some screens. And then I will. Judith, do you care if I get some of your guys' socials and I could share them with everybody?
Oh, sure, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. Let's see, share screen.
I don't know if you guys will take questions from us.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
Ask away.
Do you think that the conspiracy and occult goes side by side?
I do
Yes.
now.
Yes, they in my opinion, they are greatly interlinked.
Oh, you have to put the loon, I think, for me.
Is it right here?
It's the loon.
Oh, the loon? Okay.
Yes.
Oh. I was spelling it like Looney Tunes. Sorry.
You might end up with a bunch of ducks, though.
Oh shit, ICP has a song called The Loon.
I swear you have like a cat for yours, right?
Me?
No.
Yeah. Do you have a cat for your picture?
No, mine is.
Oh, it's right there, The
actually-
Loon, I think.
There it
that
is. Yeah, it's right
No.
there it is.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Right?
There we go. Yep, that's me. Sunflowers.
Okay, cool. I was like, I knew I was following you. All right. All right. So if you guys want to go check out the Loon on YouTube, and then you're also on Instagram too, right?
No, I'm actually on X, not Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram is a bit too much for me.
No,
No, definitely. I'll give you follows right now just so I don't forget. I'm like, oh, where do you?
I wish I could actually book more people off of Twitter, because like Instagram really like that triggers me a lot faster than Twitter does. Like, like Judith is like, yeah, I can't handle Instagram sometimes. I should have it taken away from me. But unfortunately, a lot of probably 80% of my bookings are probably through Instagram Messenger.
I'm gonna go into the. I'll put the at. It should be at the Loon 50, I think. Let me see.
Sorry, I'm not good on Twitter at all.
Oh, there it is. I think, yeah, at the Loon 50, it has the check mark actually.
Yeah.
This one?
Yep, that's me.
Okay. Cool. Anywhere else?
And Spreaker, but that's I don't know if you guys use Spreaker.
No, I don't. I think I post there, but it just automatically does it. I never have to go in there.
Automatic.
Yeah. And then Ethan?
I think I just followed you, Ethan Indigo Smith, on the Twitter. And Twitter. All of them. I should be usually not so hard to find. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Fourth Initiate. What do I know what I'm called?
All right. Perfect. Nice.
Oh, you're on Twitter? Do I follow you?
Yeah.
No, not you. I know I follow you.
Sorry.
Oh, me?
Yeah. I hope I follow you at this point, Ethan. That'd be fucked up.
That's hilarious. I thought we were breaking new ground. I'm like, that's awesome. We just link people that are on a podcast together. You reposted something. You reposted the picture that we just did. This was our episode we did. Nick and I did last
week. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And then you said, do you have YouTube at all?
Me?
No, Ethan.
Ethan.
I do. Yeah, I think Ethan Indigo Smith.
Okay. I mean, if you want people to follow you there.
Oh, I definitely do. No, I only appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I definitely want people to follow. And I mean,
I thought Indigo was your last
course.
There you go.
Nice. All right. And then you guys on Rumble too?
That I'm not.
Okay.
I think Nick might be. Are you on Rumble? Nick?
Yeah, I'm on Rumble.
Yeah, I'm already following Nick on Rumble. Here's his. And then and you said you're not on Instagram?
I am on Instagram, I think.
Okay.
I know rather, and I think it's Ethan Indigo.
Okay.
There I am. Top there.
Okay, cool. Oh wait, I'm already following you.
Oh, good.
What the heck? Nice. Sorry, I had no idea.
I'm probably following you back though.
Oh, you know what? Nick told me about you recently.
Cool. Cool.
He was saying to follow you when I was recording with him the other day. And then, of course, the Occult Research Institute. This is Nick's website.
Okay.
Super Sayek. Definitely go check those out. And then there was something else I was going to do. Oh, yeah. I think that was it for the sharing of the screen. And then, oh, I'm sorry, Judith, you said you had more questions, or was that the only question? Okay, cool. All right. And then we'll go back into, you guys ready for conspiracy theory trivia?
Let's do
Yes.
it.
Fun.
I got 5 questions for you. They're all different topics. They're multiple choice. I'll read the question, read the answers, and you guys pick what you think is right.
And I'll keep score for you guys.
Do you have everything you need?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Okay. The first topic is schemes. On what island did the U.S. government supposedly land MH370, the Malaysian airline flight it hijacked on March 8th, 2014? A. Guam. A. Guam. B. Easter Island. C. Colossi. I don't know if I pronounced it right. And D. Diego Garcia.
I'm gonna go D.
I'm gonna go A.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
should
gonna have to
know
say
this.
Guam.
I
Guam?
should know this actually. It's pretty
What,
sad.
you know what number or what letter Guam was?
Guam was A.
Okay. I probably would have said Easter Island, but I'm not playing. I'm just giving my own input. I'm not a cheater. I don't know what these cards say or did.
The answer is actually D. Diego Garcia.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Ooh,
nice.
congratulations, Ethan.
I was gonna say Guam, but then Diego Garcia came up, and I was like, "Oh, that's probably where they would do."
Not to use this as a shameless plug, but I have had Monica Perez. This is why I say I should know this. I've had her on the show to talk about it, and I even had. I don't know if you know who Ashton Forbes is.
No.
Besides what people think about Candace, she even had him on the show because of the way he covered that topic.
Mm.
You know,
Wow.
like he's like pretty well known and pretty outspoken about what he thinks happened with that airplane. I even had him on my show about that topic. So
Jeez.
shameless plug. If anybody wants to see Ashton Forbes and the Occult Rejects, or
Can I
Monica
ask what was his summation, Nick? If it's not too
actually, he thinks he has these patents that he shows that is like showing proof that there is like some shit in the government that he thinks makes it possible that they're literally it was almost like opening up a portal and like sending it somewhere else. Like he says those 3 things was actually what kind of like sized up. Like there's a video that got leaked and you see these 3 spheres go around it. He with him showing what he thinks is possible and supposedly the technology that's out there, he thinks that was like some sort of thing that I think kind of sized up the plane and then created the portal and just sent it somewhere else or some shit like that. Yeah. And that somehow ties into free energy and all this other shit that he goes on about. I don't know. He has a spiel.
Pretty
that kinda makes
amazing.
sense when he presents it. But yeah,
Thank you for sharing that, Nick. It's pretty amazing that they were filming the plane, right? If that footage is real, that they had a high-tech U.S. drone just filming a random civilian plane.
well, yeah, that's another thing that he gets at too, is that I think he even tries to show like that was probably like surveillance.
Right. Sure.
Or like you actually wanted to see like if it worked, or like that wasn't just like he thinks it was more like that was strategically filmed for some reason.
Okay. Gotta be.
Yep.
If that's real and it looks real, it's gotta be.
Didn't they recently find wreckage from a plane that went missing?
Yeah, but it was a plane from like the 80s or something, a Pan Am something. They did just find a plane. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Pan Am doesn't exist right now.
Right.
Okay. Our next topic will be aliens.
Oh shit.
Cool.
What is the reason that a number of UFO debunkers have placed Tom Glockner's Secure Team 10 YouTube channel on their blacklist? A, his lack of belief in the existence of Solar Warden. B, suspicions that he is a reptilian. C, his crimes against ufology. Well, UFOlogy.
Oh,
ufology.
What's
Yeah.
it's so funny is like these are like so far, not too far off from where like I can see people going to discredit somebody.
Sure.
And D, the "Make America Great Again" hat he wears to his video.
I go with that actually. Maybe.
That's yeah. D seems to make almost the most sense. Crimes against ufology, maybe, but D,
That or the reptilians, believe it or not. If you didn't,
Yeah, I was gonna go with
D, I
D.
was gonna go with the reptilians.
Which one are you going with, Judith? The
I'm gonna
reptilian?
I am gonna go with the reptilian because people are so sensitive about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with A.
Well, it's his crimes against ufology.
Get the
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Jeez, we all got that one wrong.
I'm lost as you guys. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, civil rights. You're like, no.
Who made these lists?
I don't know.
Okay. The next topic is mythos.
That's fucking awesome.
What is the strange creature sighted by multiple people in Dover, Massachusetts in April 1977? A, the Mothman. B, the Vegetable Man. C, the Dover Demon. D, the Salone Creek Vampire.
Did you
I'm
say
going A.
Massachusetts?
Hey,
What did you say?
You said Massachusetts?
Yeah, Massachusetts.
So I'll say, is it C, the Dover Demon?
Yes, that's what C is.
I'll say C.
Okay, and then Nick, you said A.
hey, yeah, I'm almost
Judith.
positive.
I say A. Mothman.
Ethan has it again. It's C, the Dover Demon.
Yeah.
No, 'cause Mothman was
confused.
Ohio. Mothman was like,
No, for
little-
some reason I just thought it was some New England
Or-
shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
it might have been eventually. It might have been. You're right. It could have been.
No, I could be wrong, man. I could be completely wrong. My whole remembrance of Hellier is completely off.
A was the Mothman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like West Virginia, Ohio border. You're gonna go see him. gonna go
Oh,
see it next
yo, yeah. I think
He's all
you're-
caked up. They have a statue of him down there, and his like butt is like he got some cakes. It's all thick and shiny. Like, geez, it's all polished up. It's crazy.
Oh, man. The next topic is that
Judith is like, I thought we were going on a serious podcast, Nick. What the heck?
Yeah, this is great. This is fun.
No, I was laughing because I'm a very visual person, so thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah,
It's as shiny as my tinfoil bucket hat.
yeah.
I forgot to wear it.
okay.
Got
The
a
next one
reflective
is
sheen on it.
what is the title of the 1983 book that conspiracy theorists claim as proof of time travel is real? A Heart of Darkness. B, an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. C, the Kreutzer Sonnet. And D, Baron Trump and his marvelous underground journey.
What was the year you said again?
1983.
Oh,
Wait, that's the year the book was published?
Yes.
See, the problem is, I think D might be correct, but I don't know if it came out. In
No.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
it's
No,
not allowed in
no.
the-
He was not published in 1980 anything. It was
it
published.
was like
at
the early
turn-
1900s, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, before the Titanic.
What was B again?
The occurrence of Owl Creek Bridge.
I'm
I
gonna
might
go
go
with
with
B.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Judith on this one.
I'm gonna go with A. What was it? The heart.
This motherfucker.
The Heart of
I know,
Darkness.
right?
Art of Darkness. I think it's Art of Darkness.
Oh,
He's
you're all
smiling.
prepared
You
to
got
be
it right
mad.
again, Ethan.
I don't know. I would have said the Adventures of Baron Trump, like if I was not
What?
thinking of the
You
80s.
could have picked that because it is the Avengers of Baron Trump.
Oh,
Wait a minute. No, that
No,
book was
'cause
not published back in.
Yeah, no, it wasn't published in the 80s.
What?
was
They're
it?
saying that the book is proof of time travel somehow.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe there was multiple books.
Oh, maybe in the 80s they started saying that.
Oh, who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Wait,
Well, whatever.
Baron Trump wasn't alive in the 80s.
He wasn't even born.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
this
the time travel one. No. Oh, dang it. Okay, so nobody got a point on that one.
Okay, and this one, the category is random. So
I would have got a point, but I was like, no.
you changed your
Yeah, I
mind.
changed my mind.
Okay.
I'm a retard.
When did Davy Bowie predict would be the my bad?
You said David Bowie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who did Davy Bowie predict would be the savior of humanity as described in his song 5 Years and Black Star? A. Jay-Z, B. Barack Obama, C. Colin Kaepernick, D. Kanye West.
It's gotta be Barack.
It's gonna be B.
Yeah, it's gotta be B.
oh no, what was the question again?
Yeah,
David
Bowie
because I know that song. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Who did David Bowie predict would be the savior of humanity as described in his songs 5 Years and Black Star?
I'm gonna say Kanye. Nick's coughing over here. He smoked too much.
I don't know.
So it's
I'm not-
Jay-Z, Kanye West, Barack Obama, and who was the other one?
Colin Kaepernick.
I have a feeling this one's gonna make me shocked.
Kanye. I'm gonna go Kanye.
Well, Nick, Code, you were both right. It is Kanye.
Ooh.
Wow.
I didn't have to
Seriously?
take a politician.
The shock on her face too.
Yeah.
It's Kanye.
No, I thought I knew David Bowie, but now I guess I don't.
Wow. Jeez. Well, the winner is Ethan Indigo.
I did. How did I know?
Indigo.
Nice.
Well,
I was
this would
about
be
to
the
say-
only subject matter that I would have a chance to win in. Just so.
Not like categories or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably great to play games with like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
sometimes.
We were going to try to create some other ones, but they get a little too hard. Or we might try to, maybe one of our episodes, we might record ourselves playing and just drop that as an episode.
Oh, that'd be funny.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
No, because people don't do that. It's a great category. It's a great
Yeah.
discussion starter.
That could be very funny.
Yeah. Well, we have like the werewolf game, but instead of werewolf, it's the alien. So like, who you abducted? Like, oh, this person got abducted instead of killed. They're like, who was it? They're like, I don't know. We can't talk to him now. All right, cool. And then Teddy Bear Dynamite, he does a thought for the day. I feel like I had a good one from yesterday. It was a good one. I didn't read today's.
What?
I don't
Why am I sending it to you if you're not reading them?
know. It might have been today's. I liked it.
I could pull it up faster because I send them.
No, it was today's. Today's was great. I liked it.
Do you want me to go with that one then?
So it's usually sometimes it's like a thought for the day. It might be like a positive quote. It might be just food for thought. It might be just I don't know. It could be anything and everything for the most part.
Yes.
Well, I'll let you explain. That's his segment. And he sends me texts every morning.
Yeah, like I like to inspire, get the creative juices flowing. So I send out a quote of the day every day. Some of them are funny. Some of them are just like, why would you send me this? But it just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yep.
And for today, the quote of the day is, close the window that hurts you, no matter how beautiful the view is.
It's a good one.
Wow,
I like that.
that is a good one.
Ooh.
I thought it would be a good deep one.
It is.
Yeah.
That is deep, yeah.
Wish I heard that a while ago.
Yeah, right. I wish I learned that when I was
Yeah.
I wouldn't have this gray beard now.
yeah.
It's seasoned with flavors of the forest, garlic. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Garlic.
Right there.
I like that. Do you guys post the thought of the day, by the way?
I used to, and I fell off. I got to get back to doing it. If you go on, like, you can find me on Instagram, Teddy Bear Dynamite. Like, most of my original posts were all just quotes of the day.
Mm.
Oh, shit.
And then I think I just repost other people's stuff now.
Yeah, he'll repost pro wrestling stuff. You're like, oh, what's The Rock doing today?
So yeah, I got to get back into posting the thought for
That's
the
a
day.
good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. You should start with that one today.
I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do that.
definitely. Cool.
Oh, that's me, mother.
Oh, your phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
All right, cool. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for jumping on. Nick, thank you so much for sharing. Finally, Judith, Loon, we got to hear you talk. I'm like, she talks. No, I'm kidding. I wanted to learn so much from you too. Like, thank you guys so much. Ethan, I learned so much from you today too.
Thank you.
And like you guys, this was awesome. And it's like, I feel like we had to, sometimes me personally, sometimes I come in and I'm just like, man, I'm tired or I'm beat up or whatever. But like, I feel like mid episode, you guys got me to get out of that funk and change my mind. And I'm like, I gotta pump myself up, bring the energy. Now I'm awake. Now I'm gonna keep them up
fast too.
What'd you say, Nick? I'm sorry.
Went by fast. I had fun. Thank you.
Yes.
This was enlightening, fun.
For sure. And if you guys ever want to come back one-on-one, if you guys want to come, or one-on-two, or however many people are on our show that would be on, but we have 4 people on our show, but so it's like sometimes it might just be myself, or it might be myself and Ted, or
same situation with this show. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So
just everybody's availability. Plus, one of our guys just moved, so he's in a different time zone, so it's like hard to line things up.
Yes. So
well, I'll wait till later to ask that question.
Oh, it's okay.
I was asking, where are you guys? Are you guys in the same time zone as us?
Yeah. Oh, yes. We're in Ohio, so we're East Coast.
Okay.
Eastern Standard
Okay.
Time. Yeah. So it's
that's
fun.
right. I remember I spoke to you. That's right. You told me where you were because I was saying maybe I pass you when I go get weed.
Oh,
you remember when I brought?
Yeah. Like,
You're too funny.
Yeah.
We'll do an
Because
in-person
pass
show.
him. I'll fucking smoke one with him on the way home.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Is there anything you guys want to do? Any plugs, or like you recommend us listening to any specific shows that you were on recently, or you had people on as guests?
I don't know, but Nick is putting out all kinds of stuff all the time. So you gotta, you guys know that. But Nick is dropping jewels every other day.
You know who I actually really enjoyed was I think was the last guest that we had on was Jacqueline from the Eastern Star.
I missed that one. I'm
something I didn't know anything about. Oh, it's all right. It was very interesting to actually just hear how it was.
Are Eastern Stars kind of like the female Freemasons?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is like an inactive member. You know, like same thing. Like if I didn't get kicked out of the OTO, what would have happened is like if I just didn't go and stopped paying my dues, I'd just become an inactive member. You know, and that's basically what she did. So it was just very interesting to hear. It was a lot. You know, there was a lot more to it than I expected, and a lot less going by conspiracy theories. So it was very interesting. You know,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love this. I have fun with this, and it's like kind of gets me out of my comfort zone, works on my speech abilities, my speaking abilities. That's what I should have said. I should have just muted myself. But anyways, I have a lot of fun with this, making new friends, meeting new people and stuff like that too. It's been a blessing, and I love this doing this stuff, and with one of my best friends in the world. So it's like my best friend and myself making new best friends, meeting new friends.
Making my way down to
Yeah.
Wonderful.
The pecs.
One day I'll be that.
Yeah, your sports bra won't let you. Nah, just kidding.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Cool.
Thank you for showing the brotherly part.
Oh, definitely.
That a blast. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thank you again. We'll definitely do this again. I promise.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
All right,
Appreciate
cool.
you
Well,
guys.
you guys have
All
a
right.
good night, okay?
All right.
All right, cool. I'm gonna end this recording.